Microsoft's console might be slow this year, but 2020 is shaping up to be something great for the Xbox, especially with its elusive Project Scarlet. What to Play presents our 25 most anticipated Xbox One games for 2020 and beyond, all arranged by release dates. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Microsoft's award-winning Metroidvania adventure about a forest spirit takes us once again into the magical Floral Kingdom. Move between platforms and use a variety of traversal abilities to reach from point A to B. Like most Metroidvanias, use Ori's nimble movements to take down enemies and even unlocking blocked areas using your newfound powers. The sequel is ambitious as ever, and it comes with a breathtaking new art style and an emotional story that will leave us into tears. It comes out this February 11, 2020 as a Microsoft exclusive. Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate. Opening this list is a brand new iteration of Koei Tecmo's classic Musou series. This enhanced edition of 2018's Warriors Orochi 4 introduces a slew of new content, including a new character named Gaia and a new story mode. This definitive version of the famed hack and slash title also comes with a new refined combat experience for some snazzy slicing and dicing. It's intended to bring new fans to the series alongside various fixes that appeases longtime players. It's set to release sometime this February 2020.
London. Greatest city in the world. Well, used to be.
Watch Dogs Legion. Hack the planet in this latest Watch Dogs title from Ubisoft. Originally planned to release this early 2020, it was delayed until mid-2020. In this sequel, Ubisoft is definitely pulling out all the stops as they expand on the idea of an open world by eliminating all the NPCs.
Welcome to the Resistance. It's up to you to build the perfect team and take the city back. The good news is that any Londoner could become your next recruit.
In Legion, there is no main character because everyone is.
Get out there and take it back.
Anyone who chooses to take part in the rising revolution is welcome, and it's up to you to recruit them. It's full of technological innovations, and it promises variety in terms of its open world experience and gameplay. It's coming sometime this 2020, and it's also considered a launch title for Project Scarlet. Dying Light 2. Techland's acclaimed open world zombie game is back, with more parkour and freedom. It's been 15 years since the virus decimated half of the Earth's population, and as a dude with the powers of the infected, adapt to your newfound abilities and survive in its crazy world. Its focus on stylish traversal and first-person combat remains as its core gameplay. Additionally, not only you will be pitted against an even more dangerous world, your choices will matter. Make decisions or sacrifices that will impact the game's story.
The Colonel looks like he knows what he's talking about, but can we trust him? On the other hand, we really need that drinking water, and we need it today.
I'm turning on those pumps. What a pity.
It's slated for a 2020 release. Minecraft Dungeons. This version of Minecraft veers away from their usual first-person style adventures. Like its many universes, is an ever-growing franchise, and it looks like they're expanding into a deeper focus of RPG elements now too. Taking notes from classics like the Diablo series. It's still embracing that charming voxel-based aesthetic, however, this game dons the familiar isometric perspective, immersing players fully into the dungeon crawling we loved and still love today. Minecraft Dungeons will have a multiplayer mode which lets up to 4 players team up in local and online co-op. It's set to release sometime in spring 2020.
Just be warned. Your trip to Colorado will not be easy.
Wasteland 3. The icy hell of post-apocalyptic Colorado isn't as friendly as it was before in this much-awaited installment to the Wasteland series.
Gangs and cults watch the passes and prey on the unwary.
Coming a long way since 1998, this fan-funded project wasn't an easy task. The party-based RPG is stepping up their game with asynchronous multiplayer, solid single-player experience, and strategic turn-based gameplay. That means, whether you want a friend or not, you still get the taste of the horrors and atmosphere of this frozen wasteland. Still in development, this game is slated for a 2020 release. Outriders, a Square Enix first-person shooter. Something you don't see every day. Outriders is a 1-to-3 player drop-in and drop-out co-op shooter set in an original dark and desperate sci-fi universe. Not much details are known so far, but it is presented with so much gravitas by its creators. It offers a wealth of experience for the shooter genre, and we can't wait to find out more about this title when it comes out sometime this 2020.
Martians! Crypto! I hereby give you official permission to destroy all humans!
Destroy all humans. Relish the nostalgia in THQ Nordic's remake of a wonderful piece from our childhood. A completely improved version of the first Destroy All Humans game from more than a decade ago. The game remains mostly the same with all of Crypto's wacky genocidal antics.
The humans are making a final push! Wipe them out once and for all!
However, it's made smoother for modern generation consoles, allowing smoother aiming and simultaneous actions. Let's hope it doesn't come out with the same clunkiness as the original version. It's set to release in 2020.
A week ago, I got into Chicago. As soon as I did, I started handing out my calling card.
Empire of Sin, the latest game from Paradox Interactive, takes us back in time and into the Prohibition-era Chicago of the 1920s.
Got me pegged. He ain't got nothing.
More than just another mafia shooter, Empire of Sin is a strategy RPG. Choose from their 14 different characters and play the role of an up-and-coming mafia boss in their world of crime.
Think you got what it takes?
From then on, you're gonna be making offers your enemies can't refuse. Each player will get to decide exactly how they want to run their business with the game's strategic depth. It's the mafia management game you've been waiting for. It's coming out spring 2020. Werewolf: The Apocalypse, Earthblood. This fresh title is all about rage. It's an upcoming RPG title with so much lycanthropy involved. As a werewolf, you have the ability to transform between human and beast with just a press of a button. Although there's only a reveal trailer available so far, one thing we know about this game is its emphasis on stealth. Players are encouraged to take things slow and control their character's ability to shapeshift. We're excited to talk more about this game in the months to come before it comes out this 2020.
Whoa, easy there, big guy. You're not...
Status report.
Status report? What?
Halo Infinite. Now that Gears 5 is out, there's one more huge next-generation title up and coming for the Xbox One and a launch title for its elusive Project Scarlet. Like most up-and-coming games, this one remains a huge mystery so far, but thankfully, each year Microsoft adds more details to the story and gameplay. It puts more focus on the character of Master Chief, all while being a spiritual reboot for the series. It's a huge step for the Halo universe, and we hope it delivers when it comes out sometime this 2020. Psychonauts 2. The much-awaited sequel to The Adventure of Roz is coming out soon. This Kickstarter-funded title has its ups and downs in development, but it's finally gearing its release next year. Psychonauts 2 will be following up the story of the 2005 original. The iconic Raz returns and he's taking up the helm once more as he notices something dangerous is afoot. From what we're seeing so far, it looks like it's gonna be another weird and delightful adventure, coming sometime this 2020. Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2. A decade and a half later, this cult classic returns and we're gonna get to experience another bloodthirst and nocturnal adventures once again. Still in the 21st century, continue your vampiric adventures and settle into the underworld gloom of nighttime Seattle. Choices still play a massive part of gameplay, and it comes out through your character's backgrounds, as well as the decisions you make in the various dialogues and interactions. coming sometime this 2020. 13. This remake of the stylish, cel-shaded FPS is something to look forward to next year. With a side of comic book artistry, there's nothing like 13. Amassing a cult following since its release on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox in 2013, 13 is staging its comeback, refreshed and renewed for the modern-day consoles. As their trailer suggests, 13 is still going to be loaded with style, and we're looking forward to seeing it on the Xbox One sometime this 2020. Tales of Arise. Bandai Namco's latest Tales game doesn't stick to their same universe storyline anymore. For the first time in a long time, Arise takes you into a whole new world, torn apart by differing cultures. Still embracing that fantasy charm, play as two characters with the goal of restoring balance to their world. This latest Tales title offers a fresh cast of characters alongside a huge jump in its linear motion battle system. It's set to release sometime in 2020. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine. Project Scarlet is coming, and it will change the way we play games, hopefully. Among the Ubisoft titles coming out for the upcoming ambitious console is Rainbow Six Quarantine. Ubisoft's tactical shooter series is trying something different this time around. Set several years into the future of their Rainbow Six series, Quarantine explores the team's fight against a mutating alien parasite. Although there aren't many details about this game right now, it's set to show off a brand new 3-player co-op, letting you get into the gunplay and tactics with 2 other friends. It's set to release mid-2020. Spiritfarer, an indie title from Thunder Lotus Games. The studio awe and impresses with the simplicity of their 2D art style. The whole world is oozing with charm. Sail around in the fable-like fantasy world. Build, explore, and gather resources for your journey. What's most interesting about it though, is its seeming exploration of loss, claiming to teach players how to say goodbye. We're ready for the waterworks that are coming once it releases sometime in 2020. Microsoft Flight Simulator, a true Microsoft exclusive. This next-generation simulation game is all about highly detailed flights and stunning aircraft set in a realistic world. For those ambitious aviators, this is the perfect title for you. Create your own flight plans, then fly anywhere. It's not Grand Theft Auto where you get to murder people, so take this experience at a slow and steady pace. Enjoy flying day or night and even brave through challenging weather conditions like a boss. It comes out sometime this 2020. Little Nightmares 2. Tarsier Studios' sequel to their otherworldly platformer adventure is taking you into the maw once again. Most details remain a mystery so far, but the game's biggest surprise is the switching of protagonists. You are no longer playing the girl with a yellow raincoat. Instead, you play as Mono, which was a character from the previous title. This sequel will further explore the harrowing atmosphere of the maw and what lies beyond this demented dimension. It comes out sometime this 2020.
Would you be strong enough to fight?
Number 20. Chris Tales. This time-bending adventure takes us into the life of Crisbel as she stops a powerful time empress from messing up the future. It's an indie game inspired by notable JRPGs including Chrono Trigger and Valkyrie Profile. It's solid hand-drawn art style and a fascinating world to explore. Master turn-based combat as you use the power of time to warp them to the past, present, and even future. A demo is currently available for download if you want to get a taste of what this game is really all about. It's set to come out next year. Crossfire X. There's more first-person shooters for the Xbox One, and this popular title from Asia makes its console debut next year. It is an improved adaptation of the renowned Crossfire back in 2007. Returning to this enhanced version are the familiar shooter aesthetic, namely its backdrop involving players to fight for one of 2 mercenary factions. The trailer announcing the game and Microsoft's E3 2019 showed off many of the same themes and motives, including vehicular combat, underwater action, and modern weapons and tactics galore. No release date yet, but it's slated for release sometime this 2020.
A lot of lives are riding on what we do next.
We'll have to fight.
Number 22. Overwatch 2. politics aside, the next step for the future of Blizzard's award-winning, fast-paced, hero-based shooter is a massive expansion for their existing game. Serving as a major update to the base game, this will add more content to its gameplay, mainly its story mode. It also comes with an updated game engine, enhancing the graphics. This fresh batch of content includes a new PvE story mode, similar to the base game's events. In addition, new characters and a few maps will be added alongside its major release sometime this 2020. Number 23, 12 Minutes. Another one from Annapurna Interactive. This indie game from developer Luis Antonio is a top-down interactive thriller where the story takes place in a looping apartment stuck in a 12-minute time loop. Doomed to relive the same thing again and again, point and click your way to freedom in its interesting narrative. Use time at your advantage and escape from this messy and distorted curse. Coming sometime this 2020. Number 24, Project Resistance. We might have to wait a bit longer for the imminent release of Resident Evil 8 or hopefully a remake of Nemesis. This horror experience is unlike the usual survival horror we've come to know and love. Instead, it's a whole new 1 vs 4 asymmetrical online game where the players work together to escape an experimental lab led by a mysterious mastermind. It shares the same gameplay from other survival horror games like Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th. No release date yet.
Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming.
Number 25, Diablo 4. It's about damn time. And yes, we do have phones. After the dismal online backlash of Diablo Immortal, this long-awaited sequel to Blizzard's isometric action RPG is finally in the works. This brand new Diablo entry sees the return of Lilith, the daughter of Mephisto.
Blessed Mother, save us.
Not much detail so far, but the game will feature an open-world map with 5 regions. Pick from 5 of its customizable classes, and smash and loot your way through this terrifying world. No release date yet, unfortunately.